Well, good afternoon, and welcome to the grand opening of the City of Tarpon Springs Reverse Osmosis Water Facility. Thank you, and thank you all for coming. My name is Bob Robertson. I'm the city's Public Services Program Manager, and I was a project manager for the duration of the project, and I'll be your host this afternoon. I have a few announcements before we get started with our program. If you haven't checked in yet at our registration tent back there, please do so and sign the guest book. We'd really appreciate knowing that you were here and having a record of that. But don't worry, we won't use it against you. Let's see, we get a name tag, and we also have some giveaways. If you don't have one or didn't want to take it with you now, take it with you on the way out. No problem there. We've got plenty of them. Restroom facilities are in the building with some extras outside if needed. Maybe not. And we do have some refreshments over here at the table. Wave, Brenda. Plenty of snacks. There's some lemonade, some tea, and of course some excellent City of Tarpon Springs drinking water in those coolers. Like that. We have some excellent speakers lined up for you today, and afterwards I'll invite the city commissioners and project managers from all the different folks the people that worked on the project to stand over here by the balloons, and we'll cut the ribbon and make it official. After that, we'll be conducting some facility tours. I'll have instructions related to that at the end of the presentation. So again, thank you all for coming. You're sitting in front of Florida's newest reverse osmosis water facility, and I'm confident you'll see on your tour later on that this is a state-of-the-art facility. And a complex project like this takes a team to complete. We'll be hearing from some terrific speakers this afternoon, and I don't want to steal any of their thunder, but I would be remiss if I didn't take a moment to thank some of the people, companies, and agencies that have been involved in this project over the years. In the early years, we had Rostec Engineering and Water Resource Solutions and Reese Engineering, the law firms of Fowler White Boggs and Fraser Hubbard, Trask, Metz, Yakovo, and Dano, and all the iterations that they've gone through. Sorry, guys. We have a collaborative partnership with Duke Energy, which has been invaluable for the success of this project. We're grateful to our friends in Dunedin and Oldsmar, Clearwater, and many others that have paved the way for projects like ours. And I'd like to thank Tampa Bay Water, who has shared their expertise and supported our project over the years. Thanks also to Pinellas County Utilities for supporting the transition and for being our historical water supplier, as well as remaining our backup water supplier. And that's not a giant mosquito over your head, that's our drone. They wanted to take some commemorative video of that, so how about we all just wave back at the drone? That's it flying over their head there. You're going to see some videos taken from that drone during construction. And over the course of the years that it took to build this plant, you'll see some, they're on YouTube, they're a loop of videos, which I think is just a fascinating way to watch the facility being built. Many thanks to CDM Smith, who provided the engineering conceptual design on this facility, on which the facility was based, as well as engineering support services during construction through final design and construction. Tony being my eyes and ears through it, so thanks, guys. I'd like to thank our design build team of Wharton-Smith, Tetra Tech, and Harn RO. They sponsored most of the event today, so thanks for that, guys. We appreciate that. And we'll be hearing from the project director from Wharton-Smith a little later. I'm grateful for the efforts of virtually all city staff, because at some point along the way, this project has needed every city department in some way or another. So thank you to all the people that work for the city. This project was in development for many years, back when I actually had hair, spanning several elected city commissions and 2 city managers, whose names are all commemorated on the bronze plaque that you'll see inside the building, including our vice mayor and mayor, who we'll hear from coming up. And we can't forget the vision of the late city manager, Alan Pozovac, who always believed Tarpon Springs was capable of building a local water supply. And finally, we are immensely grateful to the Southwest Florida Water Management District, whose representatives are here today, John, Stella. For many years, SwiftMud has seen the wisdom of supporting the development of local alternative water supplies as part of its regional water supply plan. And it's not an exaggeration to say that without the support and funding from the district, we wouldn't be sitting here today. So thank you to the district. I'm really proud of this project. It exemplifies the quality and excellence that I've learned to strive for through my career as an engineer, and it represents the quality and excellence that the customers of the City of Tarpon Springs expect and deserve. So to all these people, and many, many more, I want to say thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. It gives me great pleasure to introduce our first speaker today. Estella Gray is the Government Affairs Program Manager for the Southwest Florida Water Management District. Estella has been an advocate and supporter of many city projects, and I'm so glad she could join us today. Please welcome Estella Gray.
Maybe I can do this good afternoon without my shades, because the sun's kind of in my face, so no photos quite yet. We'll wait till the ribbon cutting, actually. Good afternoon. As he said, I'm Estella Gray, Government Affairs Program Manager for the Water Management District, and it's a beautiful day in Tarpon Springs, a city I love to visit. As Bob knows, I have my script, but I'm going to start a little off script. I'm a Tampa Bay girl. About an hour away it takes me to get here every time. And some folks say, you drive all the way to Tarpon Springs for project meetings to talk about this water facility? You're darn right I do. If it only takes an hour to get a slice of grease, I drive any time of the day. So with that being said, I've got to thank our partners, of course the Mayor Archie, and Commissioners, a few key staff members that have kept us in the loop, that have been great partners on other projects unrelated to this one. Of course we have, and I have them written down here, Paul Smith, Roy Page, and Bob Robertson, of course, we just heard from. We, at the district, we worked hand in hand with the city on this project, and I mean hand in hand. My background is government affairs, but I've heard more about degasification towers and RO membranes, more than I can even count to remember. I spent a lot of days in meetings, sometimes intrigued and sometimes lost in the technical details, but I'm still grateful we were brought along with this journey. And with this journey, we could not go this far without our district project manager. And I just want to give you some background on the district's commitment to this project beyond the funding, and funding at least half of the project. John Ferguson, the project manager for the district, has been engaged with this project since 2008. And not only is he engaged and loves this project, he's so excited about this project. I called him today. He says, I'm bringing my wife. She's got to see the great work that I'm doing with the City of Tarpon Springs. So I just wanted to acknowledge John on our staff and his commitment to the project. And his wife, who drove up here too. The district's 4 areas of responsibility are flood mitigation, natural systems, water quality, and water supply. The RO plant and the vision for this plant falls right in line with one of our key areas, which is water supply. The project goals of this project included brackish groundwater well field, reverse osmosis facility plant, and to provide up to 5 million gallons per day of potable water to the citizens of Tarpon Springs, and also a byproduct of treatment and discharge. Tarpon City staff put in extensive effort in what we call value engineering, or cost efficiencies, keeping the cost of the project reasonable and low. We really appreciate that at the district. I got that from John directly. We really feel this project is a great example of local governments and great partnerships doing good things for the water resources. As I walked in this afternoon, a few people walked up to me and said, Estella, we couldn't do this without the district. Estella, we couldn't do this without you. But the truth be told, the district could not do what we do without you, the city and the citizens. So with that being said, on behalf of our governing board, our executive staff, and our executive director, Robert Beltran, thank you for inviting us, and we're really excited about this project.
Thank you very much, Estella. Before I bring up our next speaker, I wanted to do something that I don't think I'll ever get a chance to do again. A selfie? There we go. Thanks. Thought it'd be fun. What the heck? Our next speaker is Mr. Clyde Burgess. Clyde is a project director from Wharton-Smith Construction Group, which led the design build team, which included Tetra Tech and Harn RO. Clyde and the design build team clearly shared the city's vision for quality and excellence, as I believe you'll see as you tour the facility. Please welcome Clyde Burgess.
Well, thank you, Bob. And I just want to say, on behalf of the entire team, what a grand day to have a grand opening for the City of Tarpon Springs. This event today marks the culmination of, for our knowledge, 9 years of hard work, and I know the city has had more, and we'll talk about that. But, you know, being involved in this project with the city and helping them to realize the goal of this water supply system was an honor and a privilege, and I am honored and privileged to have been able to lead the design build team and the entire team through this effort. The city had to take several leaps of faith in order to get where they got to today. First of all, they decided to choose an alternative way of supplying water, and that's the shallow well, Upper Floridian aquifer supply. They had to secure funding from the Southwest Florida Water Management District, and that was a task. And then finally, and my favorite, is they decided to utilize design build, where they would collaborate with the design build team to make sure that they were involved and they got what they wanted. And as Bob said, they got what they wanted. I'd like to discuss briefly today the path that was taken by the city, a little bit about the project itself, and finally the people, the key people that were involved. This project advertised for proposals for design build teams in July of '08, and they got 5 firms that submitted, and then there were some issues and permitting delays that delayed everything till the 2011 year. At that time they re-advertised, added 2 more, and then in November 29th, 2012, they received 3 priced proposals, and we were fortunate enough on 12/12/12 to score the highest points and be selected as their design build team. There was a groundbreaking event here, March 26th, 2013, where I stood before many of you and pledged our support and our allegiance to this team effort to give you the quality and the savings, the cost savings that the city deserved because they chose this method of procurement. We got all the design completed and permitted in March of 14 and got on site in April of that year. We had a tough deadline of June 30th of this year, 2015, that we had to have the plant not online, but capable of demonstrating service, and we worked feverishly for 2 months, 7 days a week, 10 hours a day to make that happen, and to make this today, December 16th, 2015, a grand opening for the City of Tarpon Springs. The project itself was a success, I believe, because of 3 C's. There was cooperation, there was collaboration, and there was coordination. And maybe 2 a 4th. This project was cool. I mean, we came into stuff like a high-strength alloy stainless steel that you'll see inside. It's a super duplex. And that's just cool to say. And then we also understood that on the site here there was deleterious material. And some of us argue whether the pronunciation was deleterious or deleterious. But we used them both in tandem, and everybody knew what we were talking about. We processed 325 VE changes throughout the project. We started with 50% with 275. And through the use of allowance authorization requests, we did the entire project without a single change order, which is unbelievable. Unbelievable. The city direct purchased over $14 million of material on the project. Everything that they could that made sense, and that was almost everything. We decided early on in the design that we were going to be what we called LEED conscious. We weren't going for a LEED certification on the facility, but we wanted to exploit efficiencies in LED lighting, in the HVAC process, and particularly in the RO with energy recovery. We also employed change from a chemical scrubber for odor control off the degas towers to bio-trickling filter, doesn't use chemical, not nearly the same amount. I hope I didn't lose anybody. And the project came in exactly at our proposed price from 2012, and that's amazing. The whole thing is a testament to the trust and integrity that was developed and earned on this project from day one, and our team worked very, very hard to gain that and live that integrity and trust. It is earned. You can't get that without the right people on the team, and Bob said that earlier. And so I want to recognize just a few people real quickly and wrap up. Of course, Bob and Paul and Ray were invaluable. They were the best people in the world to work with, because I saw their vision, I shared their vision, I understood that they expected us to do the right thing, and I made sure we did. Everyone had no problem getting on board with that. We saw the city manager time and again, Mark LaCouris, came out and saw what we did and liked what we were doing and all the production planning and how we executed the work. And of course, the mayor and the commissioners got to see the drone video, so they got to see firsthand monthly what was going on. CDM Smith was invaluable on the job, and Tony Pevick was here helping us throughout the course of the project, making sure that we were doing the right thing by their design criteria. And Dr. Don Thompson, very helpful, worked side by side with our design staff, and it went very, very well. You can never have too many designers. Oh, that's lawyers. And then finally, Dan Strobridge was involved with the project, and we appreciate his support. On our design build team, I want to introduce the heart and soul of the team. The thunder and lightning, if you will, our yin and yang. These guys lived this project throughout and probably gave the most effort of anybody involved. And that would be Billy Logan from Wharton-Smith, and James, very deserved, and James Christopher from Tetra Tech. A lot goes into what you'll see in here, and at times I was overwhelmed with it, but they stayed the course, they got the job done, and they got the job done right. Billy was supported by Dave Schneider, our superintendent, and Doug Brown, our superintendent, and we brought Howard Gates in at crunch time to help us get across the goal line, and Howard did a great job being out here all the time. Billy had countless other support staff from both on-site and in the office. Tetra Tech, I mentioned James, and John Fox here. John was very instrumental in getting through all the permitting and getting the design wrapped up and finalized for permitting, and we appreciate his help for that. Harn RO, as mentioned, is on our team. Dallas One, the pipeline subcontractor, did all the piping off-site. B.L. Smith Electric's here today, and B.L. Smith did a fabulous job helping us get across the goal line and helping us to build a really, really efficient system here. Carter & Plank furnished all the pumps, some really high-end pumps that you'll see in there. We had L3 Communications doing our instrumentation and controls. We had Crom Corporation do the ground storage tank in the back, and we had Ferguson Industries furnishing most of the pipe valves and fittings. This project has truly been the greatest experience of my life. I told the guys I came in early and drove around City Hall, all the meetings we had there, a lot of great memories of the hard work that we put at getting this thing together for you. And again, the level of trust and the integrity that was established, and all the collaboration, cooperation, and coordination was incredible. To those other municipalities, design, build, delivery is the best way to go. If you want to be involved and get what you want and not haggle and get the best price, this is second to none. I recommend it to anybody that wants to build something as complex as this, or anything that you need to get built right. Thank you all for coming today. It's a grand opening day. Merry Christmas to most of you. Happy holidays to all, and to all a good night.
This project is so cool, I think all the speakers have to wear shades, so that sounds awful. I'll introduce our next two speakers together. First is Paul Smith, Director of Public Services Department, and my boss. And joining him is Ray Page, Utilities Superintendent. Paul and Ray have been a part of this project from the very beginning, before I came to work for the city 9 years ago. This day has been a long time coming for them. So please welcome Paul Smith and Ray Page.
Thank you. I don't have my sunglasses on, and even though the sun's in my eyes, I see a lot of friends out there in the audience, and I'm so glad to see you all here today. I've been working on this as a city staff member since 2002. It's been a long time, and we've had our share of challenges along the way. You know, we've needed the strength and the wisdom of the mayor and the commissioners along the way. We've needed the guidance of our city managers, like City Manager Mark Licoris, frequently helping us through this process. We've used the expertise of our consultants and our project partners, and with this, we've been successful. You've heard some acknowledgments already today, and I just want to echo that appreciation. And I want to specifically talk about city staff and all the unique talents that each of them have that bring to this project to bring us to this point. In particular, there's a few people I'd like to recognize from a staff perspective. First of all, one of my mentors, Mr. Cruz, he's out in the audience. He was the former Public Services Director. Thank you, Mr. Cruz. Ray joined me, Raymond Page, he's standing here to my right, and worked with me on this since 2002. We were part of the original team on this project. And Bob Robertson, when he got hired on in 2006, really helped us get things going and get into particulars of design and move this thing along. So I just want to say that the city and I are very fortunate to have their expertise and have them working with us on this project. And I just want to say thank you, Ray. Thanks, Bob. Nice job. We truly couldn't have done this without them. And in closing, with teamwork and with leadership, we can accomplish great things. And today is a real triumph for the city. Thank you all.
Wow, what do I say to follow that up? I would like to express my appreciation to the city for the opportunity to work on this project. As you've heard, it's been a long, hard road to get to this point. I feel very good that my years of experience in facility operations has allowed me to select the equipment for this facility that's going to make a reliable water source for the City of Tarpon Springs for many years into the future. And you know, when you think about how life treats you, it's what you leave behind. So I feel very good that I've been part of this project and feel grateful for that. Thank you very much.
Our next speaker is our Vice Mayor, Jeff Larson. We truly appreciate the Vice Mayor's support of our project over the many years, and I'm not as tall as Paul. And I'm pleased that you wish to speak today, Mr. Vice Mayor. So please welcome Vice Mayor Jeff Larson.
Good afternoon. It's a pleasure to be here with you on this chilly December day. I'll keep my comments very brief for two reasons. First of all, I forgot my sunglasses. And second of all, I know the mayor mentioned he had a really long speech, so I want to make sure I leave time for the mayor to speak. But seriously, this is a very, very exciting event. And one thing that I want to say is that it's become kind of fashionable these days for people to criticize government and to question government and to say that, you know, local governments are doing the wrong thing or they're doing the right thing, but they're doing it the wrong way. And what I want to say to you today is this is the right thing, and this was done the right way. And yeah, go ahead. Thank you. This is a project that had, as the previous speakers have mentioned, a number of hurdles along the way and a number of collaborations and partnerships that had to be formed along the way. This is a project for the City of Tarpon Springs to be proud of, and I really just want to take this opportunity to thank each one of you for your individual contributions that collectively helped us make this day happen. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Gosh, I'm not as tall as he is either. Our final speaker today is Mayor David Archie. Mr. Archie has a long history with this project, going back to his days as a commissioner and vice mayor, and again as a two-term mayor. And Mayor Archie's support has been consistent and invaluable. Please welcome Mayor David Archie.
Well, these aren't actually shades, but they're supposed to be transitions. So, I have some good news for you. Is that I left my speech. I think that's good news. It could be bad, because when people don't have a speech, they start going all over the place. But first thing I like to do is to, from a policy perspective, look at thanking former Mayor Frank Diodinato and former Mayor Beverly Balearis. I wish I could say I was mayor the whole time. It was my idea, the rest of that, but it was collective. I see former Commissioner Peter DeLacos out there, and we have Commissioner David Banther and Rhea Siebert that's on there now. But there have been many, many individuals that have been a part of this process. I see Vice Mayor Chris Alahusas there. Hopefully I don't leave any other elected officials that served doing this project, but it was a long project. And my cousin. I didn't see my cousin. I haven't seen my cousin Jim Archer in a while there. But Jim definitely was a part of it, and other commissioners that's not here was a part of this project. And when it started, I just have to, say, we all thank the late city manager, Ellen Posavac, and her vision for doing this, and the present city manager. And there's so many people, and we talk about Mr. Cruz as being a mentor. I think Mr. Cruz has been a mentor for many, many individuals and city managers. I always say he has such a longevity in terms of with the city, but this is the culmination of a lot of people hard work and effort. I know Beverly can remember going down to St. Petersburg and traveling up to Brooksville. Brooksville is such an exciting place to go to and visit, but trying to get dollars to do this project, and none of us envisioned that half of the project will be paid for by SWIFT money. So we definitely thank them for their effort in making this a reality. But I just want you to look at, I think about what the vice mayor said about, sometimes government gets such a hard, a lot of hard criticism about what they don't do. But I think this is one of the things he said that has been done and done the right way. It took a long time because of some of obstacles that some of our attorneys know about that prevented this from being a reality a lot sooner. But they say sometimes you have to wait for some of the best things in life, and this is one of the better things. And to Ray and Paul that have persevered, and Bob came on board, and their leadership. And the thing that I like about it is that a lot of the initial work was done from within. A lot of the studies and those type of things, it wasn't one of going out and spending money and doing those type of things. It was using the expertise that's within the city. And this is another opportunity to talk in terms of the staff that's at the city, who gets a lot of criticism about what they don't do. But there are so many individuals within the city, and these individuals epitomizes excellence that the city has as far as employees are concerned. So with that, we'll go, I guess we'll cut the ribbon, we'll have some refreshments. Some people already start eating the refreshments. I'm not going to call Tim's name, but he already started before everybody else. But with that, I just want to thank everybody for coming, and hey, let's enjoy some of this great water. You know what? I will say this though, the water could have been cool. Maybe if it'd been cold out, the water would have been colder. But it is good though. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor. Thank you for the kind words. This concludes our program, so if you don't mind, another round of applause for all the speakers today. I really do appreciate that. said some great things for us. At this time, I'd like to invite past and present City Commission and City Manager to head over here to this ribbon. We're going to do the ribbon cutting. Would also like project managers from the consulting firms and the design build firm to stand there. We want to have a nice full picture there. So if we could migrate over there. After that, we're going to have some tours of the facility. The way we've set this up is kind of a semi-self-guided tour. What we'll do is we'll stage you up inside the lobby and send groups of about 20 or so through at a time, a few minutes apart. So if you want to stick around for a tour of the facility, please do. We'd love to show off what we've done. Thank you all very much.